Hello, I'm Chelsea Fry with Motor Age magazine. Many shop owners turn to ad vendors to help them boost the success of their business. But if you aren't holding these vendors accountable for their performance, you're wasting your time using them. Here to talk with us today about how to hold your vendors accountable is David Rogers. David is the Chief Operating Officer at Keller Bros. Inc. and President of Auto Profit Masters. David, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Chelsea.
Of course. David, most shops focus on customer growth, but it is also vital to know your customer loss. Explain your 20% rule.
You're going to lose part of your customer base every year. Some of them move away. Some of them buy a new vehicle and it's under warranty. Some of them die. This number is consistently around 20%, regardless of the area I'm looking in the US. This is why you constantly need a stream of great new customers. If you just stand back and try to bring in your existing customers over and over again, you're going to starve to death.
And you recommend that shops closely monitor controllable attrition. What is controllable attrition and how can shops manage it?
The 20% of your customer base that you'll lose no matter what is what we call uncontrollable attrition. You can't stop people from moving, but there's a whole group of customers that you lose because there was a comeback situation that wasn't handled correctly, or a technician made a mistake, a part failed. Perhaps the customer service wasn't up to snuff, or you didn't do your follow-up. This is controllable attrition. You manage that with policy and procedure. The tech has to follow the same inspection checklist every single time. The service writer has to do the same check-in procedure every single time. Every customer should receive a follow-up call. Holding your team accountable for following procedures like this is how you're going to fight controllable attrition. When you have a consistent, systematic approach to your service, it's much easier to see when something's out of line. We even answer our telephones the same exact way. If someone's tone is off today a little bit, they're not quite feeling up to snuff, one of the rest of us is going to hear that, and we're going to check with them, try to pump them back up, or we're going to give them some other duties away from the phones while we cover phones and make sure that the attitude is where we want it to be.
And getting back to the vendors, how can a shop know if their marketing efforts are working?
You know, this comes to a discussion I had with Krista there at Motor Age a few weeks ago, and it really comes down to focusing on results rather than activity. Car count is an activity. Number of responses from your ad, that's an activity. Number of calls, it's an important metric, but it's still just an activity. On the other hand, sales are a result. Money in the bank, bottom line, net dollars, that's a result. Attrition rate, what we're talking about earlier. Am I losing more customers now, or am I losing less customers now? That is a huge result. It's not obvious day to day. You can't tell in a week anything to do with your attrition. When you lose a customer, you usually don't know it until a year later when they haven't been back. But tracking your attrition numbers each and every month will tell you whether your marketing is attracting high quality customers who trust and buy. That's part of what we do automatically within our toolkit. We track that along with hundreds of other aspects of the business to give you that temperature check.
David, thanks once again for offering your insight. Marketing should always be building up the quality, value, and trust of your customers. So if your customer base is shrinking or even staying the same, your efforts aren't working. Hopefully David's comments can work as motivation to help you take ownership over the success of your marketing plan. To learn more, you can reach out to David via email at contact@autoprofitmasters.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Reach out.